will commence our evening with a prayer song delivered by Mr. Niranjan Naik, a student of batch 2016. I request the gathering to rise for the prayer.
നന്മയാകുന്ന കാന്തി കാണുവാൻ കണ്ണിനാകേണമേ നല്ല വാക്കിൻ്റെ ശീലു ചൊല്ലുവാൻ നാവിനാകേണമേ സ്നേഹമാകുന്ന ഗീതമോ എൻ്റെ കാതിനിണയാകണേ സത്യമെന്നുള്ള ശീലമോടെ ഞാൻ ശാന്തി അണിയണമേ ഭൂമിയമ്മയെന്നറിയുവാനുള്ള ബോധമുണ്ടാകണേ ജീവജാലങ്ങളാകിയും ജന്മബന്ധുവായിടണേ ജാതിഭേദങ്ങളെന്ന ശാപമോ ദൂരെ മറയണമേ ലോകമൊന്നെന്ന പാഠമൊന്നുമെൻ മനസ്സിലെഴുതേണമേ
Please be seated. I invite Assistant Professor Eva Thomas to welcome the dignitaries and the gathering.
Honorable dignitaries, teachers, staff, proud family members who are watching us online, a warm good evening to one and all. The real champions of today's evening are the students of the 2015 and the 2016 batch of College of Architecture, Trivandrum, the former being the last batch to follow the Kerala University syllabus and the latter being the first batch to follow the Kerala Technological University syllabus. 2 batches of 120 creative minds. Each of you have successfully completed your fabulous journey of 5 long years. That's indeed long. And you have become what you are today, architects. We have gathered here with immense pleasure to celebrate this moment. Being a former CAT alumnus myself, I'm immensely grateful to God and to the college management for entrusting me with this responsibility to officially welcome you all today. I'm quite sure the last 5 years must have been quite the roller coaster ride. A lot of ups and downs, heartbreaking moments, sleepless nights, parents being the first ones to bear the brunt of all of your never-ending complaints, even emotional blackmails sometimes. But believe me when I say, when greater is the storm, brighter is the rainbow that emerges. All of your individual struggles have just made you a lot stronger and more capable to face what lies ahead beyond this gate, the harsh reality of professional life. And now when you look back to talk about your CAT life and your campus, despite all the hurdles that you all must have faced individually, I dearly hope that you will talk and remember the wonderful journey of love, togetherness, and friendship that you've all experienced as one big CAT family. To begin with, dear parents and students, those offline here and those watching us online, I take this opportunity to offer you a warm welcome. You may please applaud. And I hope this evening will be made special with fond memories. To make this day even more memorable, we have with us our honorable chief guest, the former Chief Secretary of State, Shri Gigi Thompson, IAS. Welcome, sir. Gigi Thompson, sir's illustrious career spans 36 years and includes important posts both in the state as well as the national government. Known for your infectious enthusiasm, your human approach, your project management capabilities, sir, we at CAT, we are extremely proud and delighted to have you with us here today. Architect N. Mahesh, our chairman and managing trustee of the College of Architecture of Trivandrum, is both a professional architect as well as a proven academician and has been the torchbearer of our institution ever since its birth. I take this opportunity to extend our heartiest welcome to you, dear sir. Whether in doubt, in need of guidance or confidence, there is a familiar destination for faculty as well as students in CAT. That is the cabin of our beloved principal, Professor J. Kumar, sir. On behalf of all the students and the staff, I welcome the captain of our ship, Jay Kumar, sir. Professor K.P. Geeta ma'am, Dean of Academics, has been the calm and composed decision maker in every crucial moment at CAT. We deeply appreciate your patience and we offer you our most grateful welcome this evening. Professor Nina Thomas, our Dean of Architecture, has won our hearts with her radiant smile. Ma'am, we look forward to your guidance and your support in the upcoming years, and I extend a cheerful welcome. The CAT family, our family, is incomplete without mentioning two familiar, beloved faces. It is my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to Professor Bijay Narayan, Head of the Department of Architecture, and Professor Anuja J., Head of the Department of Design. We are greatly indebted for the freedom that we have in approaching you, our HODs. I also take this opportunity to welcome all teaching and non-teaching staff of our institution and to extend a further word of dignitaries to all the other dignitaries as well as the students once again who are present here. As John Stewart said, the truly exciting thing about our life is that there is no core curriculum. The entire place is an elective. And I hope each of you pick the right elective and come out with flying colors. Welcoming you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Eva, for the warm welcome. May I request the dignitaries to grace the occasion by lighting the lamp. I request the gathering to rise for the lighting of the lamp. Thank you. You may now be seated. I invite Professor Bijay Narayan, Head of the Department of Architecture, to deliver the academic report.
Honorable Chief Guest, retired State Chief Secretary Sri Gigi Thompson IAS, respected Trust Chairman, Architect N. Mahesh, respected Principal, Professor J. Jayakumar, Deans, Professor K.P. Geeta, Professor Nina Thomas, Head of the Department of Design, Professor Anuja, all the invited dignitaries, dear students, colleagues, and parents who are attending this function online, good evening. It's with great pleasure that I present this report of the Department of Architecture at CAT to you. This convocation ceremony is unique, as Eva mentioned, in many ways. It has brought together the last batch of Kerala University students, 2015 batch, and the first batch of KTU students, Kerala Technological University students, 2016 batch together. And as all of us know, the past almost 2 years have been quite unusual and have presented and is still presenting a bizarre situation across the globe because of this pandemic. However, as the proverb goes, this challenging situation with all its uncertainty, losses, and pain has also presented some great opportunities and possibilities in front of us. And at CAT, as we have personally experienced, we have become more skillful, equipped, resourceful, and confident on several fronts, especially on the digital platforms, and more connected than ever before. Without a doubt, it is the visionary and adaptable leadership of our principal Jayakumar sir that helped us sail through these troubled waters rather smoothly. And thank you very much, sir, for that. With that note, let me move on to the report. This report signifies the growth and progress of department in terms of the facilities, academics, and related activities. CAT responded to COVID-19 with strict COVID protocols to be followed by faculty, staff, and students, and later arranging vaccination for the staff and faculty. In the academics, we maximized the potential of learning management system and other digital platforms to enhance the online teaching and learning methods and communications across the department. CAT has a full-fledged library with a total of 7,500 volumes and 5,000 titles. We have various committees under the 3 broad categories of discipline, academics, and welfare, which include Anti-Ragging Committee, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, and SCST Committee. We have successfully conducted class committee meetings online with the students and faculty, and also PTA meetings were also conducted online this year. Academic collaborations. Academic collaborations with institutes entail exchange of students and faculty, conducting joint workshop, joint research, and preparation of course materials. Our international collaborators include Saxion University of Applied Sciences, which has been on for quite a while, NSAP France, and University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka. Our home collaborators include Institute of Design and Education and Architectural Studies, or IDEAS Nagpur, Ayojan School of Architecture, Jaipur. We have signed MOUs with Vectorworks and Glass Academy. CL CLDL. CLDL is CAT's Design Lab. It's an incubation and training wing of CAT. CLDL has to its credit some high impact projects like Model Anganwadi proposal that was presented to the minister, and currently the refurbishment projects of Juvenile Justice Department. CLDL has done projects worth around 230 crores. Our social outreach program, a team of CAT students regularly engage the students of Bhagavatipuram LP School in multiple intelligence activities like creative thinking, language, music, and arts. Workshops, seminars, and conventions. MetaGreen 2020. MetaGreen is a biennial convention we hold. The first chapter took place in 2018 and the second one in 2020. There was a digital S3 workshop for S3 students in advanced architectural graphics by our alumnus and current faculty, Ashfaq Fazil, which was held in 2020. S1 orientation programs in 2020 were completely online orientation program that consisted of lectures, presentations, and workshops like Tolpavakuthu. Culturals. We had music programs held online by Jerusha Mendes and Srikant Hariharan, also a CAT alumnus, and a Kathak performance under the auspices of Speak McKay. NASA is the National Association of Students of Architecture in India. Our students submitted 2 entries, Iranyakam and Neithu, for the Observation and Action Network, that is OAN Grants Program, a competition held by NASA. Previously, our students' entry to the annual National Design Competition, that is ANDC, was also shortlisted among the top 24 entries at national level. Conducting online design studios was perhaps the most challenging task during the pandemic, because design education focuses on the application of principles and one-on-one mentoring. Nevertheless, our faculty have put great effort and time and went extra mile to make the online learning creative and productive. These are works of some of the studios that concluded in this coming semester, S2, S4, S6, and S8. Semester 2 students came up with these sheets, and semester 4, semester 6, and semester 8. These are sample sheets. Moving on to publications. At CAT, we strongly encourage publications at various levels. We have successfully published a few joint works of students and faculty in the past, like documentation works. This time, urban design studios in senior semesters and studio projects and theory subjects of lower semesters were made into publications. The UD studios, faculty involved in that. S4 design studio publication. This is History of Architecture publication. Publications are important in an outcome-based education system, as they capture the programs mapped out by faculty and the process students adopt towards achieving the target. So congratulations to the faculty and students involved in the publications. Students' individual achievements. Justin Baby, who is the 2014 batch student, graduated in 2019, has secured 4th rank in the All India GATE exam conducted at national level in 2021. Atul Krishnan has always been a chess champion of CAT, and after graduating, he has come up with a startup, 8x8 Chess Academy, to train kids interested in chess. Nandana Menon, 2015 batch student, has secured 2nd prize in the interior design competition and is also winner of the Vanitha Veer for exterior makeover. Congratulations. Now here are the students who have got seats in master's program. A good number of CAT students are pursuing masters in architecture and related disciplines in reputed institutes across the world. Here are a selected few who belong to the two batches graduating today. Ashika V.A., Varsha Nambiar, Meryl Maria Matthew, Sandra, Nagma Manoharan, Nayana Verma, Varsha Vinod, Aquilin Moses, Babsi Ben, Afna Hazib, Aravind A. Nair, Anu Krishnan, Joe Agustin, Sophie and Xavier, and Mohammed Jasir. Congratulations. Here are the PhD scholars among our students. Anuja Joy and Sherin Greenal, both of 2012 batch, have joined NIT Calicut as PhD scholars. Among the faculty, 8 of our faculty members have joined PhD program, out of which a few are our own alumni who joined CAT as faculty later on. Nayana Marin Joy and Jesna Matthew. And congratulations also to them for securing Prime Minister's Research Fellowship. Pauline John Atul Paili. Pauline John has joined Penn State University, Atul Paili NIT, Hamirpur. Induja V and Reshmi Ravindran, both KTU. Anuja, Head of Department of Design, NIFT, New Delhi, and myself, Bijay. Faculty achievements. Here are some achievements, but these are just selected achievements by your faculty members. Arati Binayak, her PG thesis was shortlisted in ISOLA competition, and she also has presented it in there. Ronson R. Koshi, Arya Narendran, and Niranjana. 3 of them have achieved the certificate of green certification, IGBC accredited professional. Deepa S., our senior faculty, has completed a faculty development program by MPTEL on urban planning. Eva Thomas, her paper on humanizing work and work environment was selected and was presented at an international conference hosted by IIT Guwahati. Congratulations. And coming to the end of this report, I'll just show you a few moments of glory and fun wherein the current batches, the outgoing batches are involved. So I'd like to conclude my report thus, and I wish all the outgoing students a fantastic future. Congratulations to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite the head of the Department of Design, Professor Anuja J., to deliver the academic report.
Respected Chief Guest Sri Gigi Thompson IAS, Chairman and Managing Trustee Architect N. Mahesh, Architect Thomas Panikya, Principal Professor J. Jayakumar, Deans, HOD Architecture, our distinguished guests, parents, and my dear students. I am extremely happy to be part of this event, which is happening after a long gap. And it's good to see that we are slowly moving back to normal. I'm taking this opportunity to congratulate all the outgoing students of 2021 as well as the students of 2020 batch. The duty entrusted upon me is to introduce our new design department to you all, who we are and what all activities do we do. Department of Design at College of Architecture was established in the year 2019 to foster education in the field of design. The intention behind the initiation of design department is it helps in widening perception, observation, problem solving, and people skills. A good design will make life easy and improve the quality of life. As we all know, Kerala is essentially a consumerist society, and we don't have the culture of manufacturing goods. So through our design department, we are trying to bring in an entrepreneurship capability among our students, and they will also be equipped to come out with various sustainable business models. Lately, we are seeing a lot of architecture students opting for design courses in their master's program. So through this course, interested students will be able to join for design course in the graduate level itself. And many of our students have joined IITs, NID, and other foreign universities for design. We are also in the process of initiating collaborations with design schools like IICD Jaipur and University of Moratuva in Sri Lanka. A Bachelor of Design course is of 4-year duration, approved by AICTE and affiliated to APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University. And we are focusing on interior and furniture design. This particular program provides abundant opportunities to link to local craft methods, user experiences, styling, etc. through environmentally sensitive methods. Our goal is to enable students to do hands-on, revitalize local craft for job creation, to impart technology-driven processes, and make design education relevant for all the stakeholders. So our course is outlined like this. We have design studies, applied science, environmental science, professional practice, various workshops, digital labs, and internships with industry. So we have a bunch of faculty members who are deeply involved in the careful structuring and implementation of this course. Now we have close to 100 students in our department, and most of them come with no prior experience in working with materials like clay, metal, etc. So in our foundation year, we give them exposure to all these materials so that they can gain expertise in future. We do conduct a lot of workshops in each semester. We also invite eminent professors and designers for lecture session and to guide them through this process. Students' learning process involves using latest digital technologies to working with local artisans and craftsmen. Some of the works done by our students in the foundation year includes abstraction, pattern making, printing, explorations using bamboo, wood, clay, paper, plaster of Paris, etc. And in higher semesters, they are majorly involved in designing accessories, furniture for interiors, developing prototypes for daily use products. After completing this course, they can start their own studios or join companies like Godrej, Urban Ladder, Fab India, etc., join an NGO or work in the craft sector, or go for masters in design in NIDs or IITs or foreign universities. So there are plenty of options and opportunities. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. On behalf of the entire design department, I wish to congratulate all the passing out students for a better future. All the best, and thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now request the dignitaries to occupy the seats on the dais. May I also request Professor Neena Thomas, Professor Bijay Narayan, and Professor Anuja to occupy the seats. May I now welcome our beloved principal to address the gathering.
Good evening. Louder. Yes. Respected Chairman, Architect Mahesh, respected Chief Guest Sri Gigi Thompson, dear colleagues, dear parents, and my dear students. Yes, this is quite interesting evening because many discrete events and connected changes are happening around us. We cannot simply ignore those events and changes. Let me tell something about some of these discrete events that makes the evening interesting. CAT completed its first 10 year. It is successful as a lead institute and as well as an institute of choice. I think the management must be happy in terms of viability, quality, and standing of the institute. The whole credit must go to my faculty as well as to my dear students. Another event mentioned earlier by Bijay. 6 of your friends have started their PhD in India and abroad. 2 of them fetched prestigious Prime Minister's scholarship. I don't know whether you know what's the advantage or what's the importance of that scholarship. It's a very prestigious one. The scholarship amount itself comes about 70,000 rupees per month and an yearly grant of approximately 3 lakhs per year for conducting research. We have shown a few pictures of students taking up PG programs, but according to our information, approximately 20% of my students are reading postgraduate courses in different universities in India as well as abroad. There were none in China. Last month, one joined in Hong Kong University. Many started their own practice and started grabbing awards. You must have seen the pictures. No, that's only from your class or just seen it you, but many others have also started getting awards and accolades for their works. A few of my faculty members also joined PhD in different universities, and I expect within the next 2-3 years, we will be able to start involving in research level at doctorate level. That means we will be producing not only BArch and BDes, we may even start producing PhDs. You students also must be very happy because a month back I was not sure about conducting an event like this, especially in the college. Since some even suggested to go for a virtual event. So I have gone through some of the virtual events to feel, to experience, and found quite uninteresting and very artificial. Since the government permitted to have a gathering of 200 people, I thought this will be the best time to have our day. We are lucky to have such a chief guest and other big leagues, senior architects, Thomas Manikar sir, Raghu of SI, all these people are here and they are here to witness your achievement. This may be the first and the last time to have a common course completion ceremony of two batches together. It may not happen in future. And that makes this evening very interesting and the event quite historical event for our institute. Now something about the changes. This evening is interesting due to the pleasant and not so pleasant impacts of interconnected changes that are happening around us. Now about a pleasant impact. Let us look into our work environment. I mean our educational environment, especially during the COVID days. The 2020 batch missed a full year in the college. We attempted to drive technology to reach them. I mean online education. This called for a massive attitudinal change. It forced us to shed legacy approaches in education. As the situation pressurized every individual teacher here to innovate. The end result is very good because the new system radically changed from teacher-centric to learner-centric. Many of us were taken aback or surprised by the effort taken by the students about their understanding, again evidenced by their work. We are really surprised about those things. Other batches also came out well and we have documented their achievements. So the digital methods will be a permanent fixture in our pedagogy. That is, we will be continuing with the flip mode of education hereafter in the class itself. This proves one important thing. Education is not about creating a place. It is all about quality of service. Places can be very, very expensive, whereas services need not be. But rendering services need focus, feedback, and flexibility. Developing a suitable learning management system is a crucial component in delivering that service. And something about the not so pleasant changes. See, at your age, during my final year, the biggest change was the introduction of electronic calculator. And the university did not allow us to use calculator in the exam hall. University asked us to use the mechanical gadgets like slide rule and a log table for all our calculations. Today, the case is not very different. The universities are always much behind in time. In fact, we have created a funny technological university which is without a computer division, without a system manager, without a response system, and it's promptly accepted the old Kerala University legacy system without rationality. I couldn't find a single word about computing or computer or software or BIM or CAD in the latest current BR 2021 curriculum. Felt very unhappy about this change. So the last point, this is not an advice. Who needs advice? It is based on my experience. Success is our aim. Success follows when you believed in unbiased research, when you rely on true evidence, and when you apply abundant compassion. In design research, my advice.
Thank you, sir. It gives me great pleasure to invite our chairman, A.R.N. Mahesh, to deliver his address.
Hello. Honorable Gigi Thompson, my good friend, my younger brother, who is, the students may not know, that he is possibly the most brilliant civil servant, IAS officer Kerala ever had. There has not been any IAS officer, any civil servant, any chief secretary who has done so much for the country, so much for the state, so much for the city. Sri Gigi Thompson, I don't know whether probably you were in the school days, he is man who single-handedly identified the problem of waterlogging in Tambanur bus stand area. He picked up the old plans of the Kaudiyar Palace books and found that the problem started in Chengachula area. And the water it was actually the place where there should have been a pond, but unfortunately because of poor governance we have slums there, concrete slums. And there is a channel going to Tambanur and then it goes to Parvati Putanar. No officer, no engineer in irrigation department, we have a useless irrigation department, PWD, none of them ever bothered to look at the root cause of the flood. One man, in fact when he told me, I told him, why are you doing this? You are a chief secretary. This is a job of a executive engineer in irrigation department. But Gigi Thompson sir knew that these guys will not do anything. So he had an able collector, Biju Prabhakaran, whose daughter studied here until last year. And both of them spearheaded this project against all odds. Today we all hear of disaster management fund. He didn't take money from the treasury. He took the money from Government of India, disaster management. He said that flooding in Tambanur is a disaster management. Such is his greatness. You would not know that he was a Director General of Sports Authority of India when Indian sports really had a quantum jump in the quality and winnability. He was later on the Chief Secretary. He is now associated. I think his main job now is to give speeches. So, because he is a scholar, he is a philosopher, he is an administrator, he is an educationist, and he is a great orator. You will please listen to him when he is going to render his speech 25 minutes. Please, I request all of you, if possible, to tape it. I can vouch that you will not have heard a speech like Thompson sir. My professor, Panikkar sir, Thomas Panikkar sir, who is also my mentor, he is also in the governing body of our college. He was a chairman one term of the college governing body. Sir, I thank you very much for coming here. My very dear friend, I should not forget Shilu, Gigi Thompson sir's wife. Shilu madam is here, and of course along with my family, and welcome you madam. Today we have 3 governing body members, 4 governing body members other than Panikkar sir. One is J.P. Shiva, one is Raghunandan Nair sir, one is my wife Lata Mahesh, and of course Hemant, who is also the vice chairman of the college, and after my time maybe the chairman. I have to now say that this college, as you all know, is number 1 in, not ranked by any national agency because we have not applied for accreditation, NAB or National Accreditation Agency. But D.G. Thompson sir, I assure you that CAT continues to be the #1 choice for any student in the state, #1 even this year, among 27 self-financing colleges. Of course, the government colleges, 5 of them, naturally because of the fees and other things, we cannot compete with them. But among the 27 finance colleges, contiguously, we are #1, the college of first choice. That is what principal always says. And I have to say that our principal keeps on threatening me that he wants to retire. And I keep on telling him that whenever you talk, my eardrums get closed. Because I will become deaf if this man goes from this college. He is the only man who can take the credit. Although my family, my dear wife and my children, we promoted this project. We brought in the resources for the project. We put up this infrastructure. Believe me, I cannot take any credit other than being the chairman and managing trustee of this college. It's all this man. Can you imagine in 2010, somewhere in November, my brother Vishwanathan and architect Kirti, both are architects, one day said that I had told them, get a principal for us, new college. I had watched Jayakumar, although he was much junior to me in college, because Professor Geeta was my student when I was a lecturer in CET. Then I think Professor Jayakumar was Geeta's student. Of course, I was Panikkar sir's student. So all the people are here. 6, 7 generations of students. Then Kirti said, Jayakumar sir is free. He will come. Of course, I had to do a lot of cajoling. And Malayaladil പറഞ്ഞ മണി അടിക്കുക. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ജയകുമാർ സാറിനെ വിളിച്ച് കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് ഫ്രീ ഹാൻഡ് തരാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അവിടെയാണ് ട്രംപ് കാർഡ് വാസ് ഫ്രീ ഹാൻഡ്. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങേര് അതിൽ എഗ്രി ചെയ്തു. അപ്പോൾ ഇപ്പോഴും പല കാര്യത്തിലും ഫ്രീ ഹാൻഡ് വേണം എന്നാണ്. സോ ഐ എം ഹാപ്പി ടു ഗിവ് ഹിം ഫ്രീ ഹാൻഡ്. ലൈക്ക് മെനി ഓഫ് മൈ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ് സേ മഹേഷ് അതിൽ ഇന്റർഫിയർ ചെയ്യേണ്ട, അങ്ങേര് നന്നായിട്ട് നടത്തുന്നുണ്ട്. സോ ഐ എം ഹാപ്പി ദാറ്റ് ജയകുമാർ. And Jayakumar picked up a fantastic team. Look at where can you get Professor Geeta, that quality, experience. Where can you get a person like Neena? Professor Neena was a staff in my college, in my office, Iyer and Mahesh, 30 years back. Or now again she is my staff. She is my dean. And where can you get a person like Vijay, Anuja, so many people. I can name so many of them. You should be thankful that you have the finest faculty that any architecture college in this country has, the best. And we should thank Professor Jayakumar. I told him that I don't want to be in the interview committee and all, you decide what you want. So it was his free hand to get all these brilliant people, all these brilliant professors, all of them, and all of you. I am a very lucky man, very blessed person. Our family, which owns this trust, this college, we are very blessed people because we have blessed faculty. Our academic activities, as Professor Bijay said, she had explained, don't you think it is fantastic for a COVID period? Don't you agree that this is a fantastic track record when nobody is willing to even allowed to come out of their house? It's all done. And what I know is that our online classes are perhaps not done in any other college so regularly. They must have doing other architecture colleges. But I don't want to name the colleges. Some colleges don't even have online classes. They just have attendance. And those colleges who have online classes have only 2 or 3 in a week or 4 or 5 in a week. I know it because I am talking to other college owners, because I am a college owner. That way, the digital online technology which our college used. Sir, I want to tell you again, I mentioned to you that when you teach a student for one course, one class, 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes, you need only one professor. But in an online, you need 3 people. One professor to take the attendance, one professor to render the class, the academics, and one professor last 5-10 minutes to assess whether the students heard. Otherwise, students will switch on the online monitor and go and play. So, this is something only Harvard and Princeton have done. No college in Kerala has done. I can assure you, I challenge any college to have taken online classes so diligently, so perfectly, with such a sincerity. So, I think I have completed. I just want to say, before one sentence for you, Professor Jayakumar said that when he studied, he first saw the calculator. Professor Jayakumar, you are a lucky man. When I did my architecture, I was only looking at Todd's table in my school days. So if you want to multiply 2,800 into 2,500, you have to open the Klux table and then multiply. Then when we were in the college, Professor Padikar sir will agree that we were using slide rule. There is no calculator, only slide rule. I have kept some slide rule in my office, I think. Then came the calculator. Then after came the computer. Then of course now you have the mobile calculator or mobile tablet. So in the last 40, ever since I passed out, it is 48 years I passed out. Today things have changed. Unfortunately, it has also got minus point. I have lot of, like you, lot of architects in my office. Nobody uses pencil. ഞാൻ അവിടെ വരച്ചോണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോഴേ ഒരു പെൻസിൽ ഇതാന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അതിന് അരമണിക്കൂർ എടുക്കും. അയ്യോ എല്ലാവരും കൂടെ പെൻസിൽ തപ്പും. ബിക്കോസ് പെൻസിലില്ല, കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിലല്ല. ഒരു റബ്ബർ ഇതാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ റബ്ബറിന് കിടന്ന് ഓടും എല്ലാവരും. ബിക്കോസ് ഐ വിൽ ഷൗട്ട് അറ്റ് ദം. റബ്ബറില്ല, പെൻസിലിന് റബ്ബറും ഇല്ല. Architectural education unfortunately has come to a stage when the curriculum and the academic, what you call the pedagogy of teaching, pedagogy, is such that you don't need pencil and rubber. So it is like having a haircutter, barber not having a scissor in his ear. Such is education. Of course it is for good, I am sure it is for good. Now, last thing is about the students. Please understand, when you come out of this portal today, accepting that you don't have the degree certificate in your hand, which you will get now, your future will depend on every small opportunity you get in designing a building. It may be your mother's cousin, or it may be your father's nephew, or somebody. Small work, somebody will be on, hi Ratan, come and design my building. Don't say no. One small building, if you do design very well and built within 6 months or 1 year, okay, next person will say, this boy is good, you use him. That is how we all grew up. So every building that you design should be top class. It should be number one. There should be flawless. Because unlike any other profession, like doctors, like lawyers, like chartered accountants, architects cannot canvas work. You cannot advertise yourself in the newspaper or in the hoardings. You cannot campaign for yourself. You cannot solicit work. So, your only weapon for success is your own design quality. Please keep this in mind when you go out of this campus. Thank you very much. Nice of you.
Thank you, sir. We are extremely fortunate and honored to have in our midst the most eminent Shri Gigi Thompson IAS, former Chief Secretary of State, as our chief guest of the day. We welcome you, sir, to grace the dais and address the gathering.
Chairman of College of Architecture, my esteemed friend Sri Mahesh, Professor Jayakumar, members of the faculty, friends and my dear students, I consider this as a great privilege and honor to be here with you this evening. My esteemed friend Sri Mahesh has showered such encomiums on me, and for a moment I was wondering whether I am a superman. I am not. I am just an ordinary person, and by heaven's grace, blessings, and because of the support of my team members, I could do something for the city of Trivandrum when I became the Chief Secretary of the state. Friends, let me confess to you that if at all I have achieved something, it is only because of a management principle which I learned when I was a student of a nursery in Cotton Hill Girls High School. You know that IAS officers undergo training, very rigorous training, 2 years training in the Indian Administrative Academy in Mussoorie. Then we are sent for training in various training institutes all over the world. And I was fortunate to go to various places like IIM Ahmedabad, and I went to England, went to Canada, went to US, had all sorts of training all through my career. And I always ensured that I never miss an opportunity to get trained, because I feel that education is a continuing process. It is not just filling your mind with some information. It is igniting a fire. So you don't know when you will learn something new. And you need to continue this process till the end of your life, till the last breath. The management principle, of course, I told you that the best management principle I learned was in the nursery class. You know, in management institutes, when you go, they teach you a lot of theories. They use management jargons. It's all very interesting. But the best principle was something which I learned when I was a toddler. This I can explain to you by telling you a story. Once upon a time, there lived a king. He was a very powerful king. But he lost the war once. He was very upset. He should not have lost the war. So he didn't know what was the reason. So he called all his ministers and asked them, why did I lose this war? So the chief minister told the king, He said, Your Majesty, we lost the battle, we lost the war because we didn't have a good soldier. So he said, no, rubbish, it cannot be true. There are so many good soldiers with us, and how come that we are losing the battle because for want of a soldier? So the minister said, Your Excellency, we had some good soldiers, but they didn't have a good stallion. They didn't have a good horse. So he said, no, this also cannot be true. There are very good stallions in our stable, and how come that we lost the battle? Because we didn't have a stallion? Then the minister said, Your Majesty, we had a horse, but it didn't have a horseshoe. He said, this is rubbish. You lose a battle, you lose a war for want of a horseshoe? And then the minister continued, we had horseshoe, but then the horseshoe did not have a nail. The battle was lost for want of a nail. This is the nursery rhyme. I'm sure some of you would have learned it. For want of a soldier, the battle was lost. For want of a horse, the soldier was lost. For want of a horseshoe, the horse was lost. And for want of a nail, the horseshoe was lost. The battle was lost for want of a horseshoe nail. Whether you become an architect or a police officer or an IAS officer, whatever you may become, please remember that a nail is very important. Even a nail is important. Tomorrow you may head a big organization. Everyone in that organization is important. Today, your chairman spoke about the principal, the members of the faculty. Yes, I am sure he would have also remembered all the people who are not seen in the front, people who are working behind, say the gardener, the cleaner, the person who works in other departments, maybe the marker. Everyone is so important. So long as you remember this, you will definitely succeed. So the lesson which you need to learn, my dear young friends, is that even a nail is important. Once you have this management principle in your mind, you will definitely succeed. You will not fail. This much I can guarantee you. Friends, when this abbreviation CAT, C-A-T, is mentioned, ordinary students will think it is a common admission test. Bureaucrats like me will think it is the Central Administrative Tribunal. But for architectural students, it is the College of Architecture, Trivandrum. CAT, ever since its inception, has been climbing new heights, and today it is one of the top design schools in India. Your chairman mentioned that out of 33 colleges of architecture, 4 in government and 29 in the self-financing sector, CAT is the first choice among aspirants. This is in tune with its mission to establish it as an institution of choice, offering quality education. This can be achieved only by providing a rich and enabling environment to the student to become artistically creative, scientifically tempered, and socially wired. Before entering this institute, entering this hall, your chairman took us around the campus, and I was surprised to see the infrastructure that has come up so nicely. And this is something which is, it doesn't surprise me, because you see, the mantra of this college is in pursuit of excellence. This is the mantra that the top management and members of the faculty are practicing. This is what they are saying again and again. This is what they are pursuing. This is only to be expected because the person who is driving this college is none other than my esteemed friend, architect Mahesh, the doyen among architects in India. ably supported by Principal Professor Jayakumar and other brilliant members of the faculty. I know Mr. Mahesh of old and his penchant for excellence. You know, excellence is like a race which has no finishing point. You know, when an athlete runs for a race, 100-meter dash, let us say, you know, she or he knows that there is a finishing point. There is a tape which has to be breasted. So that is the aim. But in excellence, there is no such finishing point. It is like a voyage which sees no harbor. When you reach a harbor, suddenly you know that this is not the place. I have to go still ahead. And it is like this. This is what is excellence is all about. Today, your college has got such excellent facilities, but I'm sure the management will not be satisfied with the facilities which they have provided. And you will have to still keep on moving. And the efforts by the management to improve the infrastructural facilities like fabrication workshop with laser cutting, 3D printing and CNC machines, sun movement simulation workshop, building ventilation simulation lab and the like are all laudable. Let me congratulate the chairman and members of the faculty and all others who are working tirelessly behind this college. I also congratulate all the 240 students who are graduating today. My dear friends, keep pursuing your goals in a world that is changing. I was surprised when Professor Jayakumar mentioned about the sad plight of the Kerala Technical University. You know, I am not surprised. I have put in almost 4 decades in government, both in the state and in the center. And I know why things don't happen in this beautiful country. You know, some of these decision makers are blissfully ignorant of what they should do. I will tell you one interesting episode. I was director of sports and youth affairs when I had to organize the Festival of Russia in India. So I had to organize this program in 3 different parts of the state, one in Trivandrum, one in Kochi and one in Calicut. So we started from Calicut, came to Kochi, and finally the last leg of the program was in Trivandrum. So the Russian team was with beautiful programs, Russian ballet and whatnot. Fantastic programs they produced, and finally we thought we will we'll host them at dinner because they were about to leave the next day, so we thought we should host them at dinner. So we hosted a dinner because, we poor government servants can host a dinner only in Mascot Hotel, not in Hyatt's, not in other big hotels. So we hosted it in Mascot Hotel. So when we came, there was a beautiful picture or painting of, not an original one, it is a copy of a painting of Raja Ravi Verma. So, even if you go to Mascot Hotel today, you will see it in the reception area. So the leader of the Russian delegation, who was a very, he is a painter by himself, he looked at this and said, "My God, what a beautiful painting. Who is this painter?" He has never heard about this painter. He has heard about Nicola Roerich and other people, but not Ravi Verma. So I was very happy. Oh, he's a Russian who is going to talk about, who is fascinated by Ravi Verma. So I said, "This is Raja Ravi Verma. He was the painter of repute." And he said, "Can I see some of his paintings?" So I said, "Yes, why not?" Nearby we have this Sri Chitra Art Academy. Sri Chitra's Art, what is it? Sri Chitra Center. Art Gallery. Sri Chitra, not Academy. Sri Chitra Art Gallery. It's only 2 minutes. It's a stone's throw from Mascot Hotel. So we can go there and see it. So the Minister for Culture was also with me because he was hosting the host was the Minister for Culture. So he said, yes, let's go, and we will, anyway, it's only 2 minutes drive from here. We will see it and come back and then have dinner. So we went there, and the so many such beautiful paintings. Some of you must have seen the art gallery. So there is a picture, there's a painting of Shakuntala. There is another one of Damayanti and Hamsa. Hamsa Damayantiyude ചിത്രം കണ്ടിട്ടില്ലേ? അതിൻ്റെ കഥയൊക്കെ അറിയില്ലേ നിങ്ങൾക്ക്? അപ്പം ഞാൻ പറയേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. അപ്പോൾ അതൊക്കെ കണ്ടു, എല്ലാം വളരെ വളരെ വെരി വെരി. അപ്പം I started explaining about the background of each painting. Each one is taken from the mythology, and so there is a story behind each one of them. So I was trying to explain to them, and the minister became very impatient. So minister പറഞ്ഞു, എനിക്കൊന്ന് പുകയ്ക്കണം, ഞാൻ പുറത്ത് നിൽക്കാം, നിങ്ങളിതെല്ലാം കാണിച്ചിട്ട് അങ്ങോട്ട് വന്നാൽ മതി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പം മിനിസ്റ്റർ അങ്ങ് പുകയ്ക്കാനായിട്ട് പുറത്തോട്ട് ഇറങ്ങി. അപ്പം ഞാൻ ഇദ്ദേഹത്തെ എല്ലാം കാണിച്ച് ഇതെല്ലാം പെയിൻറ്റിങ് എല്ലാം കാണിച്ചിട്ട് തിരികെ പുറത്ത് വന്നപ്പോൾ പത്രക്കാരൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെ നിൽക്കുകയാണ്. റഷ്യൻ ഡെലിഗേഷൻ്റെ വലിയ എന്തോ അതിൽ ഡെപ്യൂട്ടി മിനിസ്റ്റർ എന്തോ ആണ്. എല്ലാം ചോദിച്ചു, സർ എങ്ങനെയാണ്, ഡിഡ് യു ലൈക്ക് ഇറ്റ്, വാട്ട് ഡു യു തിങ്ക് അബൌട്ട് ദ പെയിൻറ്റിങ്? സോ ഹി സെഡ്, ഫാന്റാസ്റ്റിക്, ഗ്രേറ്റ് പെയിൻറ്റിങ്, ഐ ഹവ് നെവർ സീൻ, ഐ നെവർ ഹേർഡ് അബൌട്ട് ദിസ്, ഫസ്റ്റ് ടൈം ഐ എം ഹിയറിംഗ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് അങ്ങനെ വലിയ ആവേശത്തോടെ സംസാരിച്ചു. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു പത്രക്കാരൻ ഈ മന്ത്രിയോട് ചോദിച്ചു, സാറിന് ഏതാ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടത് എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു. അപ്പം മന്ത്രി ഇത് പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചില്ല. അപ്പം മന്ത്രി പറഞ്ഞു, ആ ഒരു പെണ്ണൊരു ക്വാഴിയോട് സംസാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പടമില്ലേ, അത് കൊള്ളാം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോൾ പത്രക്കാരൻ ചോദിച്ചു, എന്തോ ക്വാഴിയാ? അപ്പം അതിന് പറഞ്ഞു, അപ്പം മന്ത്രിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി എന്തോ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് പറ്റിയെന്ന് തോന്നി. അപ്പം മന്ത്രി പറഞ്ഞു, ക്വാഴിയല്ല, താറാവ്. ദിസ് ഈസ് ദ amount of knowledge. This is the backdrop of these gentlemen who, I am not surprised if that Kerala Technical University doesn't have a computer cell, if it doesn't have all these facilities. I will not be surprised, because this is the problem which we people face. Now, your vision statement says that your vision is to place CAT as the lead D school for making a positive change. Now the question is, how do you bring this positive change? Where will architecture take us in the coming years? Which trends will influence the housing construction sector? Friends, I am not a civil engineer, I am not an architect, I am just a civil servant. So from whatever things are happening around the country, I feel there are 3 salient features of these new trends that number 1 is sustainability, number 2 is inclusivity, and number 3 is public space. No, you see, we have to have an architecture which is environmentally conscious. This is what makes me a great admirer of your chairman. I have seen his designs, I have seen the latest coffee table book of the architectural wonders which Shri Mahesh has created. You look at that, the designs, it is environmentally conscious. You cannot have something which is totally opposed to the environment. You see, like today we are all talking about climate change. A week ago there was the international conference or summit meeting called, what is that, COP, in Glasgow. People are talking about climate change, but then the question is, are we prepared to really face this? New European guidelines mandate that all homes built in Europe after 2020 consume almost 0 energy. If this is what Europe is going to do, and are we in this country getting ready to do this? No, new buildings will incorporate water saving systems, energy efficient appliances, and better insulation. Strategies to do with the understanding of primitive factors such as sunlight and wind direction will all be taken into account. All of this will be done for reducing the carbon footprint of our buildings. Now, second is, you have to start on recycling and reuse the cradle to cradle design. Now, the construction, now the principles of circular economy are also starting to be implemented extensively in architecture. The aim is to decrease the environment impact of a building. Construction and demolition produce between 1/3 and 1/2 of the solid waste of developed countries. Now, the model so far which we followed was produce, build, use, and then throw away or demolish. Now, this meant extensive energy and natural resource consumption and the production of massive amounts of waste. Now, this has to be controlled. This has to be eliminated. That is one of the big challenges. It has an official residence for the Chief Secretary. So then we decided what to do. So there was one building very near to the Raj Bhavan, which was all, they had taken a decision to demolish it and construct something new. Then I had this brilliant idea. I approached my friend Mahesh, and he is, as a government servant, I cannot engage a private architect. I will have to only depend on government architects. But since I was not very confident of what I will get from my government people, I approached Mahesh and said, I took him to this building and asked him, can you do something? Can you renovate this? Make it a totally different building? He said, yes, he can do. But then there will be questions raised against me if I engage a private architect. So I issued an order making him architect emeritus, a consultant architect, honorary architect, and I issued an order on the same day, and which said that he will not charge anything from government. Only thing is that we will meet his expenditure for travel if at all he desires. Finally, that old dilapidated building was renovated, and today it is, you just go and see, it is one of the most beautiful buildings in that area. And today the Chief Secretary has a bungalow to boast about. Now, this is what we need to do. We should prefer renovation over demolition. And friends, then, you would have heard about chefs talking about kilometer zero. This is a phrase which chefs use in the hotels. This is the concept of purchasing ingredients directly from producers within a radius of less than 100 kilometers. And architects have come up with their own interpretation of it. Today, it is unthinkable to propose a project that does not take into account the origin of materials and the ecological future of the site over the medium and long terms. Now, then finally, I mentioned about inclusive architecture. Amongst the young architects, there is a major awareness of problems facing the elderly. Old age, reduced mobility, and factors such as vision loss, loneliness, are all offering new challenges to architecture. Now, you see, again, in this Glasgow summit meeting, there was a news report that the Israeli minister just couldn't attend the summit meeting because it was not wheelchair friendly. Imagine a summit meeting taking place in England, Glasgow, and all the top decision makers like our own Prime Minister, the President of US, Prime Minister of United Kingdom, all attending in that summit meeting, and it is not it is not wheelchair friendly. So when a minister who is immobilized, when she comes in on a wheelchair, she just can't enter. Finally, the British Prime Minister had to apologize. Now, you see, you talk about all this great advantage, achievements, but then a basic thing is not taken care of. This is what I'm saying. Now, today, we have to consider these aspects, and we need to design different spaces for adults, seniors, babies, and people with disabilities, as well as spaces that encourage interaction. And now there is another requirement, that is the emotional architecture and valuing quality over quantity. Now the new luxury in architecture will be the quality of space rather than the floor area. You see, today, due to the rising cost of housing and increasing tendency for people to live in large cities, residential architecture must provide small-scale spatial solutions for small budgets. Now, so a small house can be very big in comfort and functionality. That is what is required. You need not build a big house. Let it be a small house, but let there be some open spaces available. And we need to recover the public spaces. If we go to London, today you see, if you go to London, you will see you are not permitted to take your car to the city of London. There is something called congestion tax. You will have to pay congestion tax, because if you take your car from South London or North London to the heart of London, then you will be adding to the congestion. You go to any city in Kerala, you just won't be able to reach there in the place in time, because there's so much of congestion. So many cars are there. Everyone has a car today, and because of the congestion, they cannot reach in time. So now, what to do? Here, they have decided that no one should come to the city of London in a car. I travel with what is his name? Tony Blair. I didn't know that it was the Prime Minister who was traveling with me in a train, and I couldn't believe. He was just like an ordinary citizen. He was traveling in a train, because he is also not permitted to travel ride in his car. Of course, for official purposes he might take. Otherwise, if you want to go to office every day, you better take the train. So this is something which is happening in advanced countries. So now the challenge for architecture lies in creating urban spaces for coexistence and leisure, where one can walk, play, or simply enjoy the open air. Friends, these are some of the challenges which you need to face in your career, and I'm sure with the amount of coaching which you have received from this great institute, you will be ready to face these challenges and bring in a qualitative change in the country. Mind you, that is what the vision statement says. The vision statement says that you need to be an instrument to bring in change in the country. So friends, on this very important day, take a decision that whatever may be my capacity, I will be bringing change in whatever I do. So once you achieve this, you will become proud alumni of this institute. God bless you, and thank you very much for your time and patience.
Thank you, sir. We will now proceed to the presentation of the course completion certificates. The graduates are requested to receive the certificates and mementos from the chief guests as soon as your names are announced. I request the students of batch 2015 to follow the instructions given to you. I request Sri Gigi Thompson sir to present the certificates to the BIAC batch of 2015.
The graduates are requested to stay back after receiving your certificates for a group photograph. The names of the participants, of the graduates, will now be announced.
Abhay Ashok, Abhishek Kuttan, Aishwarya Raj, Ajisha and Chaco,
See, there are two cross marks here. You have to stand on the cross mark, then only we can have good focus.
Akash KP, Akshay Odatil Ranjan, Akshay Krishna A, Akshay S, Alfred Ron James, Alila Ashok, Alicia Maria Shelton, Amala Jolie, Amardev S. Alapat, Amrita E.A., Anakha P., Anita B. Muneli, Angela S.S., Anjali Divakar, Anjali David, Thank you, sir. Now I request Chairman, Architect N. Mahesh, to hand over the certificates to the students. Marita Sijish. Anne Shaji Johnson. Anne Teresa Abraham. Aquilin Moses. Arati Gopakumar. Arundhati Mannil. Ashley Joshi. Ashi Soni Mattam. Thank you, sir. Now I request our beloved governing body member, Thomas Panika, to hand over the certificates to the students. Asmin S. Adira K. Adira Sanjit. Bapsi Ben. Thank you, sir. Now I request our beloved governing body member, Raghuchandran Nair, sir, to hand over the certificates to the students. Devika AJ. Digit Anil. Divya Sri Kumar. Dia Anna Roy. Dia Biji. Dia Mariam George. Edwin Jose. Elizabeth Isaac. Emmanuel Taliat. Gautam Jain. George Thomas. Hridya George. Irene Anna Anthony. Gina Mary Philip. Gina Shaji. K. Mohammed Sufyan. K. Fatima Sahra. Kalyani Nair. Thank you, sir. Now I request a Vice Chairman and Governing Body Member, Hemant Sir, to hand over the certificate to the students. Karthik Nair. Krishna J.H. Lahel Abdullah P.P. Liti and Gio. Malavika Mahesh. Megha Shaji. Milakha S.A. Mia Jose. Mohammad Sabit PK. Nandana Menon. Naomi Sara Raji. Nelha Manaf. Nikhil K. Nitin Sylvester. Paul Matai. Revati Sri Kumar. Ria Ann Cherian. Roji Joseph Pereil. Rose Anna Sebastian. Thank you, sir. Now I request our beloved governing body member, J.P. Shiva, sir, to hand over the certificate to the students. Rose Jijo Mundekil. Sarah S. Joseph. Sarah Elizabeth Alexander. Shalin Tangam. Shinu Thomas. Sri Lakshmi S. Sridevi M. Venugopal. Shweta Susan Sunny. Teresa Ashin. Varsha Namyar. Yadu Krishnan. Febin, yes. Tina Ajit. Hafs. Krishna E. Alina Aziz. Anwar Shah. Hijaz Khan. Sachidanand Panakil Udayan. Nivedita VR. Jacob S. Parakil.
Thank you, sir. And great congratulations to the graduates. Now I invite Sri Gigi Thompson, sir, to present the certificates to the BIAC batch of 2016. The graduates are requested to receive their certificates and mementos from the chief guest as soon as their names are announced. Also, you are free to applaud for your friends. Avani Jayaprakash, Abel Sojan, Adib Ahmed PA, Ajay Devasya, Akila S, Akil UB, Akshaya Sanal, Amala M, Amina Shurin, Anushwara S. Pillai, Anisha Vijay, Anjali Krishnan, Anne Justin, Anne Maria Joji, Andrea Joseph, Anu Krishnan A.S., Aravind A. Nair, Aravind Dilip Kumar, Aravind Krishnan C, Aravind Unni Suresh Babu. Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Jay Kumar, sir, to hand over certificates to the students. Arya Rakesh, Ashfana Asis, Ashwin John Cherian, Adira K.O., Atul Krishna, Aisha Sonam, Gayatri Surendran, George Matthews, Hafna P.H., Irene Joseph, Jane Rachel Bijoy, Janet Susan George, Jeevan S.J., Jarin R.V., Joe Augustine Thomas, Kirtana Siddharth, Lakshmi G. Shaji, Manoj Ajit Panikar, Maria P. Joy, thank you, sir. Now I request our beloved and respected trustee, Madam Lada Mahesh, to present the certificate to the students. Maria Rachel Nynan, Maria Santi, Mattai Varki, Meenu Mariam Paul, Megha Ann Saju, Marilyn Mariam Thomas, Milan Ben, Muhammad Farhan, Muhammad Haisham, Muhammad Jasil, Nakshatra MJ, thank you, ma'am. Now I request Professor K.P. Geeta ma'am to hand over the certificates to the students. Nakshatra MJ, Needu Ravindran, Neha Flemings, Neha Susan Matthew, Nihal, Niranjan Nayak, Nitya Mariam Kurian, Nivin Rose Jose, Nomi Elsa Philip, Nofia Rahim, Paul Joseph, Purnami B, P. Sona. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Professor Neena Thomas, ma'am, to award certificates to the students. Reshma Paul, Ria Ann Jacob, Richa Babu Katikaran, Sarah Susan Isaac, Sophie Ann Xavier, Siddharth Menon, Suni Mary Varghese, Swati S, Tisha Jo, Tony Francis, Varsha Susan Eldo, Vishaga G. Raj, Vishnu Ellis, Joel John, Amar Muhammad, Neil Philip, Faiz Muhammad.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations to all the graduates. Succeeding in life is as simple as being a good student. Now, we have the Certificate of Excellence awarded for outstanding performance in the BIAC program, taking first rank in the college. I call upon Gayatri Surendran to the stage to receive your certificate. I request Sri Gigi Thompson, sir, to hand over the certificate.
Ashika VA from batch 2015 is also receiving this excellence award. Please put your hands together for Ashika VA.
Nitin Sylvester will accept the award on behalf of Ashika VA. Congratulations to all the graduates. I request all of you, all the graduates, to stay back for the photo session and high tea. As we come to the close of this momentous occasion, I invite our Dean of Academics, Professor Neena Thomas, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected Chief Guest of today's event, former Chief Secretary to the Government of Kerala, Sri Gigi Thompson IAS, Chairman Architect N. Mahesh, Vice Chairman Mr. Hemant, esteemed members of the Governing Committee present here and in absentia, Principal of CAT, Professor J. Jayakumar, Dean Professor K.P. Geeta, HODs Bijay and Anuja, graduating students of batch of 2020 and batch of 2021, their proud parents and families, invited guests, and my dear colleagues. A very warm good evening to all of you. It is indeed my privilege and a great pleasure to participate in this long-awaited course completion event of the BIAC students of batch of 2020 and batch of 2021 of the College of Architecture, Trivandrum. Let me at the outset formally congratulate all the outgoing students and their proud parents and families on your accomplishment. It has been quite a long and uncertain wait for you as much as for us before this special event could finally be organized today. Dear students, an exciting future awaits you, even though the world has been quite dramatically transformed between the time you came to the school, probably 5 to 6 years ago, and now. The pandemic has clearly compelled us to press the pause button on our carbon footprint. In this context, let me draw your attention to the impending challenges of the post-COVID world in front of you and how you, as the budding architects and promising professionals of Generation C, can steer us through it. Your generation has learned valuable lessons on how to make choices and under conditions that are unpredictable. These lessons will surely stand you in good stead throughout your life. So as you advance in your careers, do uphold the noble goal of striving for architecturally sensitive and more humane and equitable form of solutions in its most profound and meaningful sense, especially for the most vulnerable. So be the true catalyst of a positive change and give it your best and do your alma mater proud. Now with these words, let me get on to my task of proposing the vote of thanks to this August gathering. On behalf of the management and faculty of CAT, let me first express our deepest gratitude to our most revered chief guest of the day, former Chief Secretary to the Government of Kerala, Sri Jiji Thompson IAS, who has come along with his wife, accepting our invitation and for delivering a very inspiring and motivating convocation address. Sir, we are extremely honored by your gracious presence, and thank you so much, sir, for being here with us today. It may not be right to just formally propose a vote of thanks to our dynamic chairman, Mr. Mahesh, the brain behind this great institution, CAT, and who has laid this magnificent ground for grooming sensitive architects for the society. We are indeed grateful to you, sir, much more than we can express it in words. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of CAT, I thank you, sir, wholeheartedly for your benevolence, patronage, and commitment. I also thank Lada Ma'am for her presence here, and also to the Vice Chairman, Sri Hemant, and to the members of the governing body who are present here, and also to dear Thomas Panikkar, sir. Let me also take this opportunity to express our appreciation and gratitude to all the esteemed members of the governing body of CAT in their absence here for always extending us with unstinted and timely support and guidance. Now it is my duty to thank our principal, Professor J. Jayakumar, who no doubt is the backbone of this institution since its inception in 2011, and who is truly a leader and visionary ahead of his times. The way he steered the faculty and students to redefine the learning experience so effectively during the pandemic period is commendable. His far-sighted decisions and choices to negotiate uncertainty made the transition a lot more easier to manage the learning experience on online mode and digital platform and to ensure student engagement. At the end of the day, the faculty were all motivated and excited, exploring and experimenting new techniques and methods and effectively being able to disseminate the course content and knowledge to the students on online mode, even for architecture design and drawing related subjects. Thank you, sir, for your guidance, support, and sound leadership. A big thank you to Dean Professor K.P. Geeta for always being a strong support and guide in both academic and administrative matters concerning CAT. I thank both the heads of departments of architecture as well as design for their detailed report presented on all the activities in the past 2 years and for your constant efforts to monitor and keep the academic schedules and related activities on track. Last but not the least, let me offer our blessings and good wishes and heartfelt good wishes to our graduates and heartfelt gratitude to the proud parents who are witnessing this auspicious ceremony online due to the COVID restrictions. Today clearly belongs not only to everyone who just received their certificates, but also to your parents, family members, teachers, and friends. And I thank you all for being part of this event. I also take this opportunity to applaud the whole team of CAT who have all meticulously worked towards a smooth conduct of this solemn and well-organized function. Before I sign off, once again I wish our outgoing students all success, goodness, and happiness throughout your career and life in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. As we come to a close of the formal function, I request you all to join in and stand up as we sing the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधितरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे